Welcome to week 3, where we will talk about the types of blood vessels and the blood. Did you know that 1 drop of blood contains 1 billion red blood cells and 2 million white blood cells? A woman's body contains between 4 and 5 liters of blood. A man's has 5 to 6 liters, and a liter is a little over 1 quart. And your heart is about the size of your clenched fist. An average heart weighs around 300 grams, which is 10 ounces. And your heart beats about 40 million times every year. Also, the heart of a young baby beats up to 120 times every minute. There are 3 types of blood cells. The arteries, which brings blood from the heart to the organs. The capillaries, which are very fine tubes that branches into a network, and they're in the middle. And the veins, which are on the right. It brings blood back to the heart. The structure of blood vessels is the epithelial cells, single innermost layer. Then there's smooth muscle, which is middle layer arranged in a circular manner. Big arteries also have elastic fibers among smooth muscles. The connective tissues are the outmost layer with some elastic fibers and nerve cells. Blood pressure. Blood pressure is the pressure of blood against the walls of the main arteries. The pressure is the highest when the ventricles of the heart contract. Blood pressure is measured at an artery in the arm where the pressure is most similar to that of blood leaving the heart. Composition of blood. The liquid portion of blood is only slightly greater by volume than the solid portion. The red blood cells are greater in number than white blood cells. The liquid portion of the blood is mostly water. Composition of blood. Blood proteins are normal components of blood plasma. Substances that blood transports includes both organic and inorganic materials. The blood cells are 45% of the whole blood, while the blood plasma is 55% of the whole blood. The red blood cells. Their red colors come from the pigment hemoglobin. Hemoglobin in red blood cells make them best adapted for transporting oxygen to the body cells. Red blood cells are only about 7 to 8 microns in diameter. They are produced in the red marrow of flat bones. The red blood cells are young red blood cells have nuclei, but they lose it when they mature. They only live for only about 120 days. They stay on the bloodstream for about 10 to 30 days, and worn out red blood cells are broken down mostly in the liver and spleen. The white blood cells are leukocytes, larger than red blood cells. It protects or defends the body from infectious disease to move through the body. The blood platelets are thrombocytes, irregular shaped cell fragments involved in hemostasis, blood clots, and 2 to 3 micrometers in diameter. If platelets are too low, excessive bleeding may occur. If platelets are too high, blood clots can occur. Some common diseases for blood is leukemia, which affects blood-forming cells in the body, characterized by an abundance of abnormal white blood cells in the body. The bone marrow starts to make a lot of abnormal white blood cells, and they don't work off of the normal white blood cells. Anemia is another disease, a condition in which the body does not have enough healthy red blood cells, and the red blood cells provide oxygen to the body tissues. Symptoms is feeling grumpy, feeling weak or tired or more often than usual or with exercise, headaches, and problems concentrating or thinking. Thank you, and I hope that you learned more about the types of blood cells and blood vessels.